Unofficially officially, this is ladies and gentlemen, LP coming in with a work in progress of a title. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. This is the unofficial official trading segment, or the unofficial official traders segment, or unofficially officially trading. I think I already said that, but yeah, this is the unofficially unofficial official has 3 pillars, and that is gaming, business, and community. You've seen the gaming section with the gaming impressions, the gaming videos, and we're going to continue to bring you more diverse content when it comes to gaming. What you're about to see now and witness, and while you're here, is the business aspect of unofficial official. And with the gaming and trading, it all brings together, and we're going to be a community at the end of the day. So this is what we're doing right now, and we're here to talk about this gap, these two. I'm gonna download some trading terminology into you guys. These right here are candlesticks, and from this candlestick right here to this candlestick right here, just know that, well, first, a lot of money has officially been made. I had to throw that in there, quick plug. But we're gonna show you how you can potentially, snitted at, almost forgot. See, what happened was I already recorded this, and I only planned on doing one take. Come to find out, my microphone was muted in the recording app. I never have it muted, so I never thought to check that the mic was muted or not. So this is why we're here again, making another recording. But I have to do this. I have to do this, and just pretend that this was at the beginning of the video and I didn't say anything. But that was just a brief introduction, so I really didn't get any details yet or give you any suggestions. So I digress. I have to read this disclaimer. Neither unofficial official or any of its personnel are registered broker dealers. Broker. We not broker. I digress. Are registered broker dealers or investment advisors. We may mention that we consider certain securities or positions to be good candidates for the type of strategies we are discussing or illustrating, but we consider the securities or positions appropriate to the discussion or for illustration purposes. Does not mean that we're telling you to trade these exact strategies or securities. Keep in mind that we are not providing you with any specific recommendations or personalized advice about your own trading activities. The information we are providing is not tailored to any particular individual. Any mention of a particular security is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold that or any other security, or a suggestion that it is suitable for any specific person. Keep in mind that all trading always involves a risk of loss, even if we're discussing strategies that are intended to limit risk. Also, unofficial official personnel are not subject to trading restrictions. Myself, any others at unofficial official could have a position in a security or initiate a position in a security at any time. Now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, get back to it. We're discussing this gap right here, and this is the stock EA. Everybody know who EA is, right? Electronic Arts, Madden, FIFA. I need to come back out with Fight Night. That can potentially change what we're about to discuss. Or what are the games we have out there for EA that needs? NBA Street. I discussed that in the previous video. You can go back and watch that video. Yeah, but this right here, this could be good or bad. This is essentially bad in their case because they wanted this candlestick to be up here and not down here, which means that they lost money. They went from it closed at 92.52 from the day before, which was the 5th, 2019, February 5th, 2019, to came all the way down here and closed at 80.21. Now, what does that mean? If you're trading or you're trying to understand trading, what does that mean? Okay, so right now, a share of EA costs $80.21. right? But just a day prior, it caused 92.52. So that is a loss of 52. Take away. Yeah, doing some math here. So just doing some math, and I'm using a calculator. Yes, I am. I don't have the fast calculator that some people have in their heads. I'm still getting it. I don't have the Stephen Hawking mind. No, not yet. I'm working on it. That is a price loss of $12.31. Now, what does that mean in trading terms? Hypothetically speaking, if you was to short the stock from here and get out of that position right here, potentially, so it moved 12. We're just going to round it off to 12. The stock moved 12 points. So if you had one share, that means you would have earned $12 from that short. Let's say if you had 10 shares, you would have earned $120 in that short. This is starting to make sense, but that would be an investment of $92 per share just to earn that $12 that we talked about. And now you see where your money come into play. Well, the investment or the capital comes into play. Now let's play with some bigger numbers. Let's say if you had 100 shares, that would have been a profit of $1,200. What if you had 10,000 or 1,000 shares? We're gonna go at 1,000 shares. That would have been $12,000. And let's say if you had 100,000 shares, that would have been a big number. That would have been 1.2 million. Now you can see how the trading game works in its simplest form. Now there are other strategies you can use instead of just buying the stock at its price and playing the market that way. You can take the option route depending on the stock, but most stocks, one option contract has or counts as 100 shares. So then you can start to play the numbers there. And because you're buying the options cost less than actual shares. I can get into detail, but we're not going to right here. Those are for the Patreon subscribers. And we're going to have more in-depth conversations back there about stocks and options. But, and I'm going to show you how we as gamers, quite possibly, you yourself may have participated in this activity that happened right here. Because what happened right here between this day, EA reported their earnings. What earnings is each company, when they open a company, they decide, what day they want to start their fiscal year and in their fiscal year. And what happened was EA reported their last quarter earnings yesterday for their company, and they underperformed what their prediction was. So when they underperform, the shareholders, which could potentially be you, are pretty much going to be upset. So that's what this activity shows right here, is them underperforming as a company. And we're going to go to a statement that was made by EA for their earnings report. And this was stated, the first paragraph was stated by Andrew Wilson. Everybody know him. If you watch E3, you probably seen him there a couple of times. But he goes on to say, the video game industry continues to grow through a year of intense competition and transformational change, said CEO Andrew Wilson. Q3 was a difficult quarter for Electronic Arts, and we did not perform to our expectations. We are now applying the strengths of our company to sharpen our execution and focus on delivering great new games and long-term live services for our player. We are very excited about Apex Legends. the upcoming launch of Anthem, and a deep lineup of new experiences that we will bring to our global communities next fiscal year. Now that last sentence was basically to sum up and to give current shareholders and potential investors hope, and quite possibly drive the stock back up, because after suffering that loss, they're going to need to do something in order to show that they're going to actually be a profitable company this quarter. With that being said, we have Apex Legends, which launched yesterday. What was that, Monday? Which is a game that I personally like, and which the gaming community as a whole personally like. As we see, it is trending number one. Let me see currently as I record, which I'm pretty sure it is. That game is thorough. Number one on Twitch, and officially people on my followers, the people that I'm following and subscribers are, everybody's playing Apex Legends. Let's see. Apex Legends is number one, and its direct competitor, which was made in a statement, I believe that I read in a Yahoo article, that they are competing with Fortnite, and that's what I believe Apex Legends, and I believe they said that also is what they are trying to compete with, because Fortnite and Epic are really killing the gaming industry with that battle royale, and that's what every gaming company is striving to be. Now we're going to get business with it. I know everybody does not like EA and their business practices, but this is a business, and as we saw with their earnings, they are trying to perform and satisfy their shareholders. So there are certain things that they have to do, certain business practices that they need to implement in order to do that. That's why you see this current surge of games with microtransactions and loot boxes and everything of that nature, because know what that means. To deliver new Plants and Zombies, excited about that, and Need for Speed titles, and to add Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order to our sports titles in the fall. Now, not going to comment on the Star Wars, but I am excited about what they said with Plants and Zombies. I do enjoy that game. But on to Apex Legends and Anthem. Now, we're going to be coming back in the next few weeks, so you guys can get a visual representation. I'm only doing one take. That's why I'm here again. The visual representation of the impact that we have on the gaming industry and potentially stocks in these big businesses with our pockets. Because essentially, the reason why they had this right here is in a statement that they got, that I read from Yahoo, is that the main thing that underperformed with them, that's my phone going off, that underperformed was Battlefield 5, which they believe was going to perform to the numbers of Battlefield 1, which was a blockbuster. And that essentially led to this right here, because Battlefield 5 underperformed, and they believed that Battlefield 5 was going to perform like Battlefield 1. Now, what that means is what we probably participated in was that Battlefield beta or demo. And everyone was saying that the beta slash demo, that's why I keep saying beta slash demo, because that word has been lost in translation with these business practices that's been going on. But I digress. But what happened there was everybody said, okay, this doesn't feel good. This is the gaming community now. This is us. The game doesn't feel good. You know, it's this, that, and the other. We was getting bad reviews and bad marks due to that beta and demo that came out. Thus, lower pre-order sales. Thus, when a game fully released, not a lot of actual sales. So now you can see how we as gamers make an impact on these businesses with our pockets, and it hurts their pockets, and as you see, hurts their stocks. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing over here with Unofficial Official, teaching people how to, let's say, mosey their way into the trading game and actually learn something through playing the games and doing something that they love. And when it goes back to our three pillars of the Unofficial Official, which is gaming, business, and community. And this right here is the trading segment right here, and that goes into the business pillar. Very excited to bring you guys this content. Love having these conversations, and we're going to have more in-depth conversations with our patron, where we're finishing the infrastructure here. We got a lot of big things going on here with Unofficial Official. I appreciate you guys tuning in officially with this Unofficial Official Trading Report, or this name is a work in progress. I'm trying to play with names to see which I like. Y'all can throw it in the comments which one sounds the best. Unofficial Official Trading, or, well, since all of us are going to be doing, I guess we want to be Unofficial Official Traders. I mean, that could be a good one. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learn some valuable info, and I'm gonna give you a little snippet of just the intro as to what we're gonna be doing with the Patreon, as to the introduction to trading. These right here, I think I mentioned earlier, these right here are candlesticks. These 4 candlesticks right here, obviously you can tell the green is a bullish day. Bullish means a good day, quote unquote, and this is a bearish candlestick, which means a quote unquote bad day. These 1, 2, 3, 4 is what we call a continuation pattern. And as you can see, this closed right here at 92.24. This closed at, where we at? Closed 92.24 and 92.52. Essentially a continuation pattern. It's a pattern that continues in its rightful direction. Now right here is really consolidating, but this is a textbook continuation pattern, which means it's essentially going to be bullish, which they had earnings right here which basically nullified that. But just to give you a little glimpse, probably a bad example just to show you this, but this is the only pattern I can see right here right now. I mean, I can back out and give you something different. That's a lot of information. Do I see something standing out that you guys will understand right now? I do not, but this is the volume, the stochastics, MACD, the RSI. These are what we call consultants. Basically just pieces and lines of information of what the stock is doing that particular day. Each line and each consultant lines up with the actual candlestick and shows what's going on that particular day. Each consultant gives off specific indicators, which helps us in our prediction percentage, which gives us more information as to what the stock may or may not do. That's all I'm gonna give y'all right now. I can keep going. But I would love, I can't wait to continue these conversations with you guys and with our patrons. For right now, this is Unofficially Lazy Shadow Well with the Unofficial Official Traders, or the Unofficial Official Trading, or Trading Unofficial Officially. I mean, it's still work in progress. I can keep playing with that, but Unofficially Officially. This is Lazy Shadow LP. I'm out. Later.